Hello, I'm April Matteini, the head of jewelry at Freeman's Auction. Whether you appreciate the artistry of jewelry or you're looking to collect with more confidence, we welcome you to our Masterclass in signed jewelry. When building a jewelry collection, there are several factors that you need to take into consideration. First, buy what you love, what you will wear, buy a few foundational pieces, and it's always important to understand the quality and rarity of the pieces that you're buying. These three spectacular pieces are examples of signed jewelry. What that means is that each piece bears a maker's mark or hallmark or an actual signature of the designer or manufacturer behind the piece. In many cases, a signature can add a great deal of value to the jewelry. And this is because it is an indication of the quality, superior craftsmanship, and fine gemstones. The first category of signed jewelry that we'll be examining is what I might call the perennial collection, or a mainstay of a particular jewelry house, such as the Van Cleef & Arpels Alhambra collection. I may have brought a Cartier Love bracelet, for example, or Juste un Clou, the nail bracelet. This is not to say that these pieces are mass-produced. They are handcrafted with an impeccable attention to detail, but they are not quite as rare as some of these other examples that we'll be looking at. The Alhambra collection was first introduced by Van Cleef & Arpels in 1968. It was an immediate success, and the four-leaf clover design was immediately accepted as a symbol of luck. But the name is actually a nod to the quatrefoil motif that is found in the Alhambra Palace in Granada, Spain. This design was a fun, easy-to-wear, much more relaxed style that was perfect with the fashions of the late 60s and early 70s, and a big derivation from the more tailored looks from earlier decades. Alhambra pieces can be foundational for any collection. They're easy to wear, easily layered, and you can collect them in various motifs and different colors and lengths and sizes, different styles. You can collect these and wear them with confidence. The Alhambra has really enjoyed its longevity for one consistent characteristic, and that is how easily identifiable it is. The Alhambra pieces are usually signed with the maker's mark of Van Cleef & Arpels and a serial number. The maker's mark of Van Cleef & Arpels is their initials, VCA, and an element of the central obelisk in the Place Vendôme in Paris. Van Cleef & Arpels was founded in 1895 when Alfred Van Cleef married Estelle Arpels. 10 years later, the first boutique opened in Place Vendôme. The House of Cartier was established in 1847 in Paris. Today, Cartier is still one of the most highly collectible jewelry brands. Keeping on the theme of iconic designs, we'll discuss the Cartier Panther earrings. The Cartier Panther pattern, if you will, which here is executed in diamonds with buff top sapphires. This pattern really, you see examples of it in Cartier pieces in the early 20th century, but it's not until Jean Toussaint's design of the 1940s where we really see the three-dimensional panther come alive in Cartier pieces, really setting the panther as an iconic symbol of Cartier jewelry. We might think of the Duchess of Windsor's panther sitting atop a 150-carat cabochon sapphire. That's what comes to mind when we think of Cartier Panther. But Cartier has really been imagining and reimagining the panther symbols since then. And these earrings, which were probably executed in the 80s, are really crafted with the highest attention to detail. So since we're talking about signed jewelry, it's important to look for the signature, which is generally on the back of the piece. But I would also call your attention to the incredible detail of design, even finishing the back of these pieces. This jewelry is really extraordinarily elegant, thinking of the panthers, which are feminine but also ferocious. We love to see this juxtaposition with jewelry. Whether these pieces are the three-dimensional panthers, the very ferocious felines, or just the pattern of the panther, these pieces are really timeless and highly collectible. These earrings, depending on your personal style, could also tick the box of any collection must-have of a pair of hoops or elegant jewelry for wearing out in the evening. These earrings also happen to have an impeccable provenance. They come from the collection of Phyllis Pressman, who was part of the family who founded the legendary department store Barney's. This ruby and diamond brooch is signed and numbered by Van Cleef & Arpels. It's a classic feminine design of a floral spray. Flowers are really ubiquitous in jewelry. This, harkens back to a diamond floral spray of the 19th century, or even a nosegay or something more tailored from the 40s. This piece is from the mid-century, probably the 1960s. Again, classic design, and Van Cleef & Arpels is really known for its use of high-quality stones. With well-known clients such as Elizabeth Taylor, you can imagine that Van Cleef & Arpels is well known for its high quality of jewelry and gemstones. So by buying a signed piece of Van Cleef, it gives you an extra level of assurance that the stones in the piece will be very high quality. This piece additionally comes with a gem origin report from the American Gemological Laboratory, which says that, in fact, these rubies are from Burma, but that there is no evidence of heat treatment, which is what we want. It means that this color is the way these rubies came out of the ground. The term pigeon blood red is what is historically referred to when someone is speaking about Burmese rubies. The intense depth of color from these rubies really adds to the three-dimensionality of this piece, making it really an exceptional gemstone. The rubies and diamonds in this brooch are, in fact, rare, but this design would have been reproduced in very limited qualities, if at all, adding to the rarity of this piece, which would be the highlight or pinnacle of any collection. Today, we've explored the iconic wearability of Van Cleef & Arpels Alhambra, the bold designs of Cartier Panther, and the rarity of the Van Cleef & Arpels diamond brooch with Burmese rubies. We've identified the hallmarks and the individual characteristics that make all of these pieces unique and a rewarding category for collecting jewelry. Thank you for joining me. It was a pleasure to discuss the beauty and benefits of buying signed jewelry. Please feel free to reach out to the department with any questions about anything that you've heard today, and we look forward to seeing you at our next Masterclass in Art.